In the small Igbo village of Umuk, there was a man named Obinna, whose charm was the talk of the town. Tall, dark, and blessed with a smile that made women weak at the knees, Obinna was known for his smooth ways and insatiable appetite for women. Married men warned their wives to stay away from him, mothers whispered to their daughters about his reputation, but Obinna always had a way of talking himself into the hearts and beds of the women of Umuk. Each night, a different woman. From the wealthy widow, Neka, to the young maiden Adiz, Obinna reveled in his conquest. His mother, who had once warned him about the consequences of his actions, had long since given up trying to change him. "Life is short, Mama," he would say with a dismissive wave. "Let me enjoy it." One night, after a heavy rain had washed the village clean, Obinna strolled through the narrow paths of Umuk, his eyes scanning for his next catch. He had heard rumors of a beautiful maiden who had recently moved to the edge of the village, near the dense forest of Oni, the earth goddess. The villagers had warned him to stay away from that part of the village, for it was said to be haunted, but Obinna laughed at the idea of spirits. "Spirits don't scare me," he told himself, "only men with no charm believe in such things." As he approached the small, secluded hut, he saw her. She was sitting by a flickering oil lamp, her skin glowing under the moonlight. Her beauty was otherworldly, her eyes large and dark, her skin smooth and flawless. Obinna felt his breath catch. This was no ordinary woman. He greeted her with his usual confidence. "Good evening, beautiful one," he said, his voice smooth as silk. "What is your name?" The woman looked up slowly, her gaze piercing through him. Her lips curved into a small smile, but she said nothing. Instead, she stood, motioned for him to follow, and disappeared into her hut. Obinna, intrigued and a bit unsettled, hesitated only for a moment before following her inside. The air in the hut was thick, the scent of incense hanging heavy. The only light came from the lamp, casting long shadows across the walls. She stood in the center, her back to him, her hair flowing down her back like a dark river. Without a word, she reached out her hand, and Obinna, lost in the allure of the moment, stepped closer. As he took her hand, a cold shiver ran through him, but he brushed it off. His heart raced, but not with excitement. There was something else, something he couldn't quite place. Suddenly, the woman's grip tightened, her fingers cold as ice. Obinna tried to pull away, but it was as if he was rooted to the spot. The air in the room shifted, growing heavier, darker. The lamp flickered, and her voice, soft and distant, finally broke the silence. "Do you know who I am, Obinna?" she whispered, her tone sending chills down his spine. "Do you know the price of your ways?" Obinna's mouth went dry. He tried to speak, but no words came out. The woman turned to face him fully, and what he saw froze the blood in his veins. Her once beautiful face had transformed into something monstrous. Her eyes were hollow, her skin pale and cracked, and her mouth twisted into a wicked grin. "I am Olama, the spirit of the forgotten women, those you used and discarded without thought. I have come to collect what you owe." Obinna's knees buckled as he realized his charm and wit had no power here. He tried to flee, but his legs refused to move. The room seemed to close in around him, the shadows growing larger, more menacing. Olama's voice echoed in his mind, each word sinking deeper into his soul. "Tonight, you will understand the pain you've caused. Tonight, you will know fear." The last thing Obinna saw was her face, inches from his, as the room plunged into darkness. His screams echoed through the night, but by morning, all that was left in the small hut at the edge of Umuk was a single footprint, his pressed deep into the cold earth. No one saw Obinna again. Some say the spirit claimed his soul, while others believe he wandered into the forest, lost forever. But in Umuk, the woman whispered a new warning, one that carried the weight of truth. "Beware of the women you use, for not all are of this world."